Borcio, TopVelocity.net. Pitching on here is Zach. Going to pair him up to Cody Hall. Take Zach into his leg lift. Coming out of leg lift, you can see big similarities, but the big difference here is Zach's losing torsion. We see a little internal rotation in the back leg. Could be related to some hip mobility. More counter rotation here with Cody Hall. Less counter rotation. Very similar though. Open front side, back leg drive with Cody. Open front side, almost drive, but late. Let's say Cody has a little bit more hip rotation here. Let's see if we move this around. You can see the foot is still on the rubber here with Zach and rotated. You can see with Cody, the foot is coming off the rubber. It's extended. It's even dragging the toes. So definitely more hip rotation from here. Because of that, probably more optimal, definitely more hip to shoulder separation. We can see the hips open up, the arm really gets up and loads back, and we can see here with Zach, that's not happening. So good chance not enough hip to shoulder separation. When that hip separates and gets ahead of the back shoulder, back hip ahead of back shoulder, the arm has time to get up and lay back, and you can see here with Zach, the arm is hyperangulating, getting behind the chest. So that's really hard on the front of the shoulder and the elbow. And at this point here, the arm is still almost looks like in a hyper-abducted position or horizontally adducted position behind the back, hyperangulated like we're saying. You can see Cody in that good external rotation. So, this is concerning with Zach he's dragging his arm here. He's putting a lot of added stress. And you can see it's because that back hip and back shoulder are moving together, as we can see here. With Cody, you can see that hip gets open about right there, and then the shoulder comes around. So, there's a delay between when the shoulder's peak rotation and the hip's peak rotation. We're not seeing that delay here. So everything's together, and the arm, unfortunately, gets caught and tries to drag behind that to create the delay. And then from here, Cody is able to really drive the trunk over at that point because the hips got open. Because Zach got the hips open late and the arm was dragging behind, the arm jumps ahead here as opposed to the trunk. So big difference in the two is at this point, Cody can drive the trunk because the arm is in a layback position to turn over. And because Zach's in a hyperangulated position, the trunk can't go forward. The arm wants to go forward, and the trunk goes forward a little bit, but not as much as Cody. And, you're putting more stress in the arm potentially, and you're not going to get the acceleration or that multiplication of forces as it moves up the kinetic chain. So really key thing for Zach is separating. We get those hips and shoulders to separate. The arm won't drag. The arm can lay back and ride the trunk better going forward.